In 1949, during the pre-production for his film The River, filmmaker Jean Renoir comes to Calcutta to scout locations. Satyajit Ray, a keen film enthusiast, manages to get a meeting with the French legend. They strike a chord, and soon Ray finds himself accompanying Renoir on his location hunts. Later, Ray would go on to write a full-fledged article based on the talks he had with Renoir. Unfortunately, I can't get hold of that article. Please link it up if you do. When Renoir returned in 1950 for the shoot, Ray desperately wanted to be a part of the filming unit, but as an established art director / graphic designer of an advertising agency, he was sent to London to work at the company's head office and gain global exposure. And so he did, but in a different field. Within 3 days of arriving in London, Ray saw Vittorio de Sica's Ladri di Biciclette, or Bicycle Thieves. He would go on to binge-watch nearly 100 films during his 6-month stay abroad. However, it was Bicycle Thieves that had the most profound impact on Ray. The film, one of the most prominent neorealist works, focuses on a working-class family, trying hard to battle poverty and desperation during the tough economic conditions in Italy, post-World War II. Antonio, along with his son Bruno, must quickly track his stolen bicycle, otherwise he'll lose his newly found job. Basically, the theme of Bicycle Thieves is the classical one of chase, of hunt, in this case for a stolen bicycle which stands between its owner and starvation. Zavattini's treatment makes room for pathos, humor and excitement, as well as digs at the police, the church, the brothel and phony astrology. It paints a sharp and poignant picture of a working-class family. It depicts a father and son relationship that is among the subtlest and most profound in cinema. It even manages to draw some sympathy for the bicycle thief. And finally, in its ultimate note of tragic gloom, it seems to sum up an entire epoch of despair and frustration. This is an excerpt from the book Our Films, Their Films, an anthology of film criticism by Satyajit Ray, which I'll be referring to occasionally in this video. During World War II, the Italian film studio Cinecittà was born by the Allied forces. The studio was built by dictator Benito Mussolini in 1937 to churn out propaganda films for the Italian state. Now that it was in a fragile state, filmmakers had to look for other alternatives to create their stories. It is clear that with films like Obsession and Rome Open City, the idea to focus on the common man and portray the struggles of the working class was already brewing for some time. But after the war, many such stories emerged. The Neorealists were led by writers who were openly leftists. Their experiment consisted in bringing the film story down to the level of everyday reality, to match the treatment with the concept, and of course, since they didn't have the Cinecittà film studio at their disposal, directors like De Sica, Rossellini and others took their cameras out in the streets and engaged non-actors mostly to play leading roles. Following are the features of a typical neorealist work: emphasis on the ordinary people, the society's working class, films that are greatly human in content, the usage of non-professional actors for major roles, loose episodic structures instead of strict, hard storylines, the use of real locations rather than artificial, built sets. Essentially, there's no cinematic showmanship and escapism in neorealist cinema. These films do not distract and provide relief from unpleasant realities by engaging in fantasy, which was the case with Italian films of the 30s and early 40s that blatantly imitated American comedies and fantasies, renowned all over for their epic scale and exuberance. Italian neorealism single-handedly broke the rigid, manufactured confines of the Hollywood studio system, thereby inspiring several filmmakers and film movements around the world. Its influence can be felt in Ray's early works, the way he conceived and treated the Apu trilogy. As Ray himself puts it, I knew immediately that if I ever made Pather Panchali, and the idea had been at the back of my mind for some time, I would make it in the same way, using natural locations and unknown actors. All through my stay in London, the lessons of Bicycle Thieves and neorealist cinema stayed with me. On the way back, I drafted out my first treatment of Pather Panchali. Ray would go on to become a pioneer of India's parallel cinema movement that favored aesthetic and narrative realism. The aim was to produce relatable works with minimal resources, focusing on the plight of ordinary individuals without relying on excessive melodrama and unnecessary songs. To conclude this video, who better than Ray to turn to? Bicycle Thieves is a triumphant rediscovery of the fundamentals of cinema. The simple universality of its theme, the effectiveness of its treatment, and the low cost of its production make it the ideal film for the Indian filmmaker to study. For a popular medium, the best kind of inspiration should derive from life and have its roots in it. No amount of technical polish can make up for artificiality of theme and dishonesty of treatment. The Indian filmmaker must turn to life, to reality.